What's happening, brothers? Geo the Genius back at it again with another video. I thank you for your support thus far, and I thank you for tuning in. It really means a lot. Today I'm going to be talking about the topic of wet dreams. Wet dreams are a completely normal biological process, and that happens within the male body, which we all experience, which normally entails of our sexual fluids that build up after time and automatically release themselves. Now, think of it as a reservoir of sexual energy, and then after a while it starts to overflow, and the dam that's holding back the sexual fluid breaks, and once it overflows, it starts to leak out, starts to come out. But this happens automatically, without our consent and without our power. And this can actually be a nuisance when you're actually trying to preserve your sexual energy, especially while on semen retention. Since I've been on semen retention for over 5 years now, I've experienced a number of wet dreams myself. And I always wondered why I had to have that wet dream. Why did it happen? Where did I go wrong? Even though they're completely normal, I see them as something has gone wrong. Something has gone into my system. Something has invaded my system. That could be a thought, that could be a feeling of the impure nature that has seeped in and has broken through my defenses. It's a sign that my mind was weak, that my heart was weak. So I had to do a lot of internal digging just to figure out why are wet dreams happening to me. And the thing is, they're not very pleasant either. In the moment, especially when you're dreaming and you experience, you're about to release in your dream. Obviously in the dream, because you can't help it, it feels good. But when you wake up, you just feel unclean. You feel like something has gone wrong here. It's not pleasant at all. So when it comes to sexual stimulation in dreams, you have to stay vigilant as much as possible, even in the dreams. Even in dreams where you're having sex with a woman or an entity. You're not actually having sex with a woman. You're actually having sex with a succubus spirit. You see, a succubus spirit caught you unaware in your dream, came in the form of a woman to entice you, to seduce you, and to have sex with you. So when you feel that pleasure in the dream, when you feel like you're about to bust in your dream, then you wake up, with wet boxers, with wet sheets, that's a sign that the succubus spirit has got you. They got your energy, they got what they came for, they got your seed. This is spiritual. And once they've caused you to bust in your dream, once they've got your seed, only God knows what they do with it. They could use your seed for anything. They could use your precious fluid for anything. They could be creating demonic spiritual children, for all we know, with your seed that they got via sleeping with you in your dream. So So you have to really learn how to guard your energy. You have to really learn how to grasp your energy, not to let it leak out, but to hold on to it, hold the line. Don't let the dam break. But it takes a lot of willpower and strength to resist releasing in your dream. At first, I just let it happen. I didn't know how to control it. But wet dreams can be controlled. They can be stopped. It's very hard, but it's possible. Trust me, when I woke up with wet boxers after having a sexual dream, I always felt disappointed. You know, even though it's just the excess fluid that's leaked out, it still feels like, you sort of like let yourself down. That's how I felt personally. But I will say this. Wet dreams are not a relapse, so you shouldn't worry about relapsing. Some people may say it's a relapse, but to each their own. I personally see a relapse as an intentional thought to go watch the dirty videos, an intentional thought to beat your meat, an intentional thought to release your seed. It has to be an intentional act to gratify yourself. That's why I see it as a relapse. Wet dreams happen automatically, most times out of our control. So therefore, I don't see it as a relapse. It's just a natural biological process that happens. But I can tell you today that it can be stopped once you learn how to train your mind and to also train your heart as well. You really have to embody purity, to be sanctified, to be pure, and to be righteous in your body. To only think on pure thoughts and to only harbor pure feelings, emotions, and intentions in your heart. Don't let lust permeate your mind. Don't let lust permeate your heart, especially when you're about to go to sleep. Before you go to sleep, if you can, commit yourself to God. Commit your body to God before you go to sleep. Pray for divine protection as you sleep, that no succubus spirit will infect you. No succubus spirit will try and sleep with you. No succubus spirit will try and steal your energy and steal your seed. But pray for God's protection from every demonic spirit and every demonic influence as you sleep. Ask Him to purify your mind. Ask Him to purify your heart. That in your body He will be glorified. That's the only way to defeat lust. That's the only way to stop wet dreams for good. Also be mindful of your food intake before you go to bed, especially food with a high sugar content, because with sugar it can stimulate your senses, and hence it can heighten the type of dreams that you have. Because when you're eating sugar before bed, it takes time to digest, so you're not really having quality sleep. And that goes for various other types of food as well, especially like really bad junk food as well. So just be mindful of what you eat before you go to bed, especially food that is complete junk, high sugar, and that sort of thing that can sort of like stimulate more of your senses. So you want to make sure that you're in a completely relaxed state when you go to bed, not a heightened or aroused state, especially when you're dwelling on lustful thoughts and lustful feelings before bed. Make sure you do your best just to let those feelings disperse. Just meditate, pray, focus on the Lord. Allow the Holy Spirit just to fill you up. And allow Him to influence your dreams. So don't focus too much on the outcome of wet dreams. Just do your best just to keep yourself in check, strengthen yourself, strengthen your mind, strengthen your heart. Commit your day and your night to God. Allow Him to use you. Allow Him to lead you on the path that He has paved for you. Commit your body to Him and allow Him to use you. Let the energy that's within you be used for His glory and not for destruction. We have to heavily guard ourselves spiritually to prevent any attack from succubus spirits that try to steal our energy, that tries to steal our seed when we're defenseless in our sleep. We have to stay extremely vigilant because the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So we can't allow the enemy to take our energy. We can't allow the enemy to take our power. We can't allow the enemy to take our seed. But we have to stand firm, stand strong. And make sure that our reservoirs of sexual energy remain intact, that we will hold the line, that the dam will not break, the dam will not overflow. But as a dam holds back the water, and the water that's in the reservoir is used for electrical energy, that same energy that is within us as we hold our seed is being used to charge us up, is being used to keep us full of vitality, full of vigor, full of youthfulness, full of strength. That we'll learn how to harness and cultivate the energy that is within us to become better men, stronger men, bolder men. Men of valor. So I urge you, if you do have any wet dreams, if you experienced, wet dreams and you're tired of having them frequently, I urge you to do your best, do your very best to think on pure thoughts, to harbor pure intentions. Let's not let that spirit of lust control you anymore. No more lustful thoughts, no more lustful feelings and intentions, but to remain pure in heart, pure in mind, pure in soul, pure in deed, in everything that you do. We must remain pure, holy, and righteous as much as we can in order to conquer ourselves and to conquer wet dreams. So this is a message for you, that even though wet dreams are normal, just a normal biological process that happens to us, they can be tamed. They can be brought under our control. And I'll be honest, I've had a few near misses where I've almost busted in my dream, believe it or not. I've had really heightened sexual dreams, and at the same time, I've had dreams where they've been completely random, but for some reason, I was sexually aroused in that dream, even though there was no sex or anything arousing going on. But I was still stimulated as if I wanted to release my seed. And I just received the strength that even in the dream, where the urge to bust became so unbearable, I thought I was going to release in my sleep. I squeezed my kegels incredibly hard, so hard, just holding the line and making sure the dam didn't break and overflow. Held it so tight and squeezed incredibly tight to the point where I didn't release. And when the dream was over, when I woke up, I was completely dry. Nothing happened. But the sexual arousal in the dream was so heightened that I thought by the time I woke up, I would have busted, but I didn't. I held the line. I held on strong. I squeezed my kegels so tight that nothing was released. And that's happened several times. So I've now received the strength to stop wet dreams in their path. So even though arousal in dreams may happen, sex in dreams may happen, the enemy hasn't taken my seed. They haven't taken my energy. They weren't able to take my energy at all because nothing came out. But even though that still happened, I still had to pray to God because the succubus spirit was still trying to come after me in the dream regardless if my seed came out or not. So I still had to pray to God. So I had to pray for him to have mercy on me and to purify me, to cleanse me, to renew me, to sanctify me. And it's important to do that daily, to walk in purity, to walk in sanctification, to walk in God's glory. So that in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, you are walking in purity. You are embodying purity. So that way the enemy will have no foothold in your life. And in all things, you will find ways to conquer lust and to rebuke the attack of the enemy against your life that tries to steal from you, that tries to kill you and tries to destroy you. They have no power over you. So get yourself under control, like your life depends on it. Because this energy is ours, and it's a blessing and a gift from God, and we must use it wisely. So I hope that blesses you. If you found this valuable, please make sure to stick around, where I'll go into more detail about other topics pretty soon. But I hope this has blessed you, and I thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you very much. Stay blessed and take care.